Well, recap time from Lake Martin. This one's going to sting a little bit, to say the least. What a friggin' disaster it was for me down there. Really don't know today still. Trying to figure out what the heck went wrong. Had a decent practice down there. I wasn't catching those 3 and 4 and 5 pounders these other guys were catching. But still catching quite a few quality fish down through there. I'm talking quality on Lake Martin, like 2.5 pounders. I really honestly thought that at the end of the day, I could catch 10 pounds a day. And if I could catch 11 or 12, I would have been ecstatic, to say the least. Coming off 2 really good tournaments, to say the least. I made the cut in Texas, made the cut in Florida. Going to Lake Martin with some momentum, and then drop an absolute friggin' bomb. What I did down there, I kind of stayed in that mid-lake area, and the numbers of fish, even during tournament days, I was catching 30, 40 keepers a day, easily, but they all looked like, little Cuban cigars. They just didn't weigh anything. And I was Carolina rigging ridges and points. I was throwing a Ledge Series rod with a Hypermag reel. I was throwing in BizX, I was throwing a 20-pound leader line and 15-pound or 20-pound main line in BizX with a 15-pound leader line, and throwing a baby rage bug and green pumpkin, a little chartreuse on the tips, and they'd absolutely kill the thing, they'd choke it. And figure you go through enough fish, you're going to catch a quality fish. And in practice, there were some decent ones there. Tournament days, they just went small. I went deeper, I went shallower, threw a wobblehead some. Didn't seem to really matter. So I fished the backs of the pockets like the other guys were. I never really seen many sight fish. I caught a few sight fish, but very few. And the ones I caught, it really didn't matter. I could have stayed out on them bars and caught them little 12-inch ones. The 12-inch ones are the ones I saw. So picked up flipping stick. I flipped probably half the day each day. And still catching fish flipping, but they were all the same size. I could make all kinds of excuses, I guess. I went back and I watched live on whatever day it was, Friday, Saturday, the last 2 days of that tournament. My roommate Greg Bohannon had an awesome tournament. I think he finished like 6th or 7th, somewhere in that range there. And some of the bars, he fished more down on the lower end of the lake. And I practiced down there some. And some of the bars on the video that he was catching his fish off are the same bars that I was fishing in practice. But I didn't catch the quality that Greg was catching. Ron Nelson, I looked at him in Strickland. They fished that mid-lake area. Some of those pockets they were fishing, I actually fished during the tournament days as well, And I could throw an Ocho on a spinning rod, go down the bank, catch plenty of fish doing that as well. But it really didn't seem to matter. So just one of them tournaments that you just got to scratch off. It burns, it stings. I'm butthurt over it, to say the least. It hurts, to say the least. So put that one behind me. It's over. Put it in the memory bank. I'll just go back and try to do better at the next one. Like I said, Lake Hartwell hopefully is our next event, depending on what happens with this virus that's going around. That's not good by no means at all. But hopefully we can go to Lake Hartwell and make up some ground, get things rolling again. I like to make all kinds of excuses for it. All my equipment worked phenomenal. The Garmin Panoptix was huge. I could pull up whether it was a brush pile or a point. I could see those fish out there. You could go out there and catch them. My problem was I didn't see anything big enough to make a difference on it. So that kind of hurt. Everything else, like I said, rods, reels, didn't break no fish off. I can't say I lost any fish that mattered at all. Fish relatively clean. Boat, the engine, everything worked phenomenal. And Lithium Pro batteries, like I said, you can just stand on that trolling motor as much as you want. You can run all your electronics. I run a lithium cranking battery as well. I could run them all day long. I never had an issue with anything like that. So mechanically, everything worked great. Mentally, for me, evidently I did everything wrong. So sucks, but hey, life goes on. And like I said, this one's over. That's stop number 3. You know, they rescheduled Cherokee for right now. I think FLW and MLF are all making the right decisions, and Bass as well, by postponing some of these things right now. Let's get over this curve, and let's get everybody back to work, get everybody back to fishing, and get some normalcy back in our life. You know, let's be faithful. Let's not be fearful, and go from there. Like I said, God's got a plan in all this. He had a plan. Like I said, before I started this tournament, He knew what I was going to catch. Our job is to be content with it. And I haven't been dealing very well with being content with this one. But I'm going to move forward, move onward, and go back out and catch some fish here. So, like I said, I hope everybody's doing good out there. Stay informed. You know, watch your news as little as possible, just enough to figure out that you can stay informed. Keep your mind off of it. Let's think positive, and let's all try to move forward in this situation that we're in. So thank you guys for following. I know there's no fish catches on this one, but I really didn't think you guys want to see a bunch of 12-inch fish being caught, so no need to put any out there. So thank you all for your support, and I appreciate it. Thank you.